shared, Dennis, Ben Quigley, Brian. Some of you are already, meeting with each other and saying, hey, even though they're selling the same thing, I'm going to help them out. They'll help me out. We'll all get there together. 5.2 million realtors. You don't really have to have a lot of scarcity. I mean, will we bump heads on some prospects and sales? Absolutely. 100% we're going to. But we all know, like, and trust each other, and we're all helping each other. Just move forward better.
And on that same topic, the Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich and the mastermind concept is the power of 10 minds is amplified to the power of 100. So we can do that and make this go a lot faster for the learning curve if we're not selfish here.
Yeah, exactly. Same flywheel concept. 10. It's not 10 plus 10. It's 10 times 10. We all collaborate and make it better. My claim to fame: I wrote 13 pages in a book. My picture's on the cover. There's 36 total authors. In all my life's 47 years of infinite wisdom, I was able to condense it down to 13 pages. I'm not saying it's brilliant, but it's okay. You'll learn a couple of things. There's 4 concepts in there. You have a copy of it. Read it. It's how we've geared this whole business. I don't think any of the content in there is 100% mine originally, so I can't take credit back to the beginning of time. But there's 4 concepts in there. One is QQR, quality, quantity, and repetition. And that's what we're doing. We're putting a quality product out there. We're doing a massive quantity of advertising, and then we're just repeating it over time. Literally, we're gonna drip on our prospects millions of times and on their prospects millions of times. And there's just some great stuff in there. So you can burn through it in 20, 25 minutes. It's really the principle of how to build any business. The law of reciprocity. You kind of have to care about people to do well at anything. You're in sales, right? If it's only about you and how much commission you're going to make or we're going to make, it's going to be a little bit of a bumpy ride for you, because people can see you, feel you, smell you, touch you. People can tell when there's a commission grubber on the other end of the phone or in person. And you've been there. You've dealt with a realtor or a car salesperson or whatever. You've dealt with the one that really truly cares about you. The last car I bought, BMW at the place, the sales guy was the nicest, sweetest guy, and maybe he didn't care about me and my wife at all, but he really seemed like he did. He's just a sweetheart of a guy. It was a great experience. That's not normal, but what a sweet guy. I'd go back to him again. So just, don't give that vibe off, and people can tell. So just care about them. There's a lot of good stuff in there. Kind of how we wired the business. The irresistible offer. The point there is, we're putting an irresistible offer in front of them. Don't complicate it. Don't convolute it. Let the website, the marketing materials do 85% of the work. And don't hop on the phone and just puke all over them or hit them with the fire hose. Just let the tools do a lot of the work. Keep redirecting them back to the website. Just let them know, hey, everything's there. Jen, you're asking me some fantastic questions. They're great. So we can sit on the phone for 4 or 5 hours right now, or you can watch 20 minutes of videos, and they're going to tell the story 56 times better than I can about building your real estate practice. I'd suggest you do that rather than listen to me for the next 4 or 5 hours. You're going to be shocked. You're going to be blown away. It's the best thing that you've ever seen to build your real estate business. But me telling you that is a little bit disingenuous. Go there and hear it from somebody else. Watch the 4 or 5 minute movies, and a light bulb's going to come on, and you're going to wonder why nobody else has put this on the table for realtors before. So just go and watch that. Trust me. Yes, sir.
So from a sales standpoint, does that also leverage what you would be training them to do with their clients, and the system is let the clients leverage the system that they're putting in place for the reports and all that, rather than droning on? I mean, you can use it as a training thing, so to speak, or a coaching of the realtor on how to maximize the system by leveraging the system you're about to give them if you do the same. Is that correct?
That is correct, but also we will have, as part of their deal, and we'll be ready probably by the 1st, and very close, we will have a training manual for them on how to use the product as well.
Okay.
Yep, Chuck's re-engineered these. Whoops, that didn't work. We have a training for the agents and one for internally for you that he's retooled and rewired. They're still in process. They
Steven's got to do all the graphics, but we did not want to slow him down with that. We wanted the websites first, so.
Yep. So that'll come, that's one of those things that'll come in the next couple of weeks or month or month and a half. We'll just keep adding things, but we've got such a sharp group. We're ready to go. We're ready to charge the hills. We're going to bring that out. Those will come after the fact. We had an agenda. What's the ultimate real estate sales system? Filling your funnels, social media, direct mail. We'll cover all that today. Selling in your daily routine. I think everybody got the Living Your Best Year Ever books and CDs, and if you haven't, there's some newer people. I'll make sure and buy that whole system for you if you want to read it. And then I put together a mock week for you in 10 things to do. We'll go through that more in depth in a little bit. Some of this stuff I'm going to skip through. The one that I love, Henry Ford. Stephen started doing this type of business 34, 35 years ago with the audio business cassettes and the multimedia business cards. I don't know of anybody else that's doing this elaborate system. If you go to a real estate training, if you're a realtor, you know this. They show you all kinds of crazy stuff. They upsell you to go to the next conference and buy this package for $4 grand and $6 grand and 10 grand. And it's great. There's a lot of good stuff out there. But then you go back to your office after you've been in Denver or Dallas or what have you at a 3-4 day conference. You buy all this stuff. You get back to your office. Your wallet's 12 grand lighter, and you bought 3 systems. And there's a whole boatload of work for you and your staff to do. And it maybe gets done, and it maybe not gets done. Right? It usually probably does not get done. And it's just lots more work and lots more stuff. This is all done for them. And we'll talk later on about how simple this would be for a real estate agent and what they have to do. But this is all done for them. But I get a kick out of the one with Henry Ford. If I'd asked people what they wanted, they would have said faster horses. Right? And the car would have never been developed. So this is a done-for-you system. You guys have all seen the multimedia business cards. I've got them out here. Stephen has 1,000 in process for Brett Tanner. So he's got 1,000 of those to hand out, all fully set up, the whole system. We're getting 5,000 samples. And for those of you that have been following the emails and such, Brett's is meetbretttanner.com. Our demos are meetbretttanner.demo.com. And those are just going to come into our portal. We'll hand them out to real estate agents because we don't want, obviously, Brett's prospective real estate clients coming to us and us getting on the phone and pitching them as if they're a realtor and finding out, oh, it's a client of Brett's. And we don't want Brett handing out his actual samples, so realtors are going to his site and signing in, they're getting on his trip, and they're just, calling his office and barraging them. Brett's agents are calling them up as if they're prospects. So we're just sneaking demo in there. We're getting 5,000 multimedia business cards. We'll get 100 of them out to you. If you're sending them out, mailing them out, handing them out, and you want more, shoot me a text or an email, and we'll reload you.
Will they have our link on it, or just not?
It's a great question. You guys have probably followed some of this stuff in the emails. So it's a hard way to do it. What I was going to do, I had 2 plans, and Stephen is not a big fan of either. If you followed some of the emails. So what I was just going to do is where the contact information is down here for you, the sales execs. I asked him to just have the albums come to us. It's 2-sided sleeve that snaps together. I asked Stephen to just get them to us so we can snap them together. If we print these albums for every different sales exec, it becomes a nightmare and a mess, obviously. And we got, some people won't hand them out, so they got 350 of them sitting around. It just becomes a nightmare. So I was going to have custom, labels made to match that we could just stick it over the top. It has Tony Schiavone, your 800 number, your email, and your website. Stephen was not a big fan of that. And he said, please, Jim, do not stick a label on the outside of this. We've tried so hard to make it the Rolls-Royce Phantom, clean, crisp, don't do that. So what he wants us to do is send, you have the sample, the leads come in, send a cover letter and a business card. That still causes some confusion because that prospect then comes into the system, and what if I assign it out to somebody else, right? So we're trying to find a happy medium. I still want to go to, then I'll come in and say, I still want to do that, get them unassembled. They literally just slide together. In fact, the sample that I had, I took a sharp knife and I pried it apart. It was a pain in the butt. We don't want to do that. So if we could just assemble them, and I'll stick, I'll have my label guy just make custom labels, so you wouldn't be able to tell. It would mirror up
go back to the first meeting where Chuck talked about, my personal opinion, I think if people start sending these out, it's just throwing crap against the wall, that's very expensive crap. I think that you should not be mailing it to someone, because most of the people we're not talking to are gonna be, you know, physically hand it to.
Yeah.
I like what Chuck does. I will 3-day, guys, it's $9, a 3-day at FedEx that. So I'm gonna send it to you FedEx, have a return UPS in there to send it back to you. So here, but this is after, I'm gonna do this where I want 10 or 15 only right now.
Yeah.
Where someone I spoke to a second, a third time, do you wanna see an actual whole, you know, multimedia business card?
Yeah.
That's when I'll FedEx it to them. And then I'm expecting it back though. Because they're either gonna buy their own or not. I'm gonna have the conversation. They're still not closed after 4 or 5 conversations. Fine, but I need my multimedia business card back so I can give it to the next little day.
If they're gonna give it back to you?
If they don't, they don't. I don't know. But I'm gonna ask for
You'll
it
get
back.
50% of them back on the.
But
on the
I
radio
think
book
if you threw 300 out, I'm
Yeah.
telling you right now, because I've kind of been working some stuff on my own guys, you're gonna throw 350 away.
Yeah. My
And you're never
thoughts,
gonna get back.
I agree, and I'm not meaning to disagree. I agree with 65% of what you said. The other 35% I'd say different, and it's going to be to your benefit. So the things I agree with, because Ben's been on the phone smiling and dialing. He called 52 agents the other day.
No, 100.
Oh, you called 100 now, but the first day you called
First day,
52.
yeah.
And I want you to talk about that later and go through the stats. That'd be great. So he's got a really good sample and feel for how it goes. I agree with him. If you just spray them out there and mail out, you get 100, and you just spray them out there and mail them out. That's a bonehead thing. The nice news is you guys don't have to pay for them. That's on me. That's on me and Steven. We'll pay for them as many as you want, but just don't mail out 100. That's goofy. You know, check them.